This is the Business Chat Podcast.
All right, welcome back to the Business Chat, Season 5. We're here at Bamboo, downtown Detroit, and we are still talking to the growing list of Sean's friends. Sean from Cogent joins me as co-host.
Yes,
and today, who do we have? Who's this young lady?
So Becca LaMar, right?
LaMar.
I almost want to put a special accent over that. Would be kind of
It's
even
French.
cool. Yeah.
Yes.
Becca LaMar.
LaMar. Becca is Heylo Creative.
I am.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about creative. We're going to talk about Becca with questions for you. And are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
It's a super cool series of easy questions.
It's very easy. Scripted
Sounds
by
great.
Sean.
So we begin with the easiest one. What is an epic problem that you have helped organizations solve, or you've solved, or whatever? So the people that are listening, right, they just got in their car, they're driving to work, like, oh, cool, what's an inspirational thing? So that's kind of the who's listening to this right now. And to me, it's everyone's heard of problems, but epic problems are ones that you can't write a check and make it go away. Mm-hmm. You have to work collaboratively, think strategically, and implement tactically. So what are some epic problems that you have solved or help people solve? Share about that.
Yeah. So the biggest epic problem we solve is helping people show up more confidently in their business or brand, whatever that might be for them, because having a business, you might have an awesome product or service, but you don't, the first place someone sees you potentially would be your website, social media, even something as simple as a business card. Yeah. And if you're not confident in someone in that speaking for you when you're not there to speak for it, then it's not capturing business for you. It's not finding the ideal client. Right. It might not be maintaining clients for you. So helping people feel confident in what they're putting out there to speak for their business when they're not there to speak for it is probably the biggest problem that we help people solve.
That's cool.
There's a confidence problem out there.
Well, and to me, one of the things is that people think it's super easy to solve and do what you do, which is absolutely not.
They think
easy
I'm going to get a new logo and save the day.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So I'm going to go to this and everyone's going to start calling me. And that just is not the case. So you help them identify, their purpose and their brand and who they are internally as well as externally.
Exactly.
So that it becomes magnetic for them.
Yeah. And so a big part of what we do is taking strategically what they're saying they do and what differentiates them as a business or person or product, and turn that into a visual identity so that somebody can connect with them from the first touch point that they find them.
Right.
So the purpose you just kind of answered, and that's sort of my question is, Heylo Creative, as a fellow marketing guy, design guy, just generally in the conversation that you are, I hear so much of the tone, even in what you're saying, on how people can't hit the easy button, go to logomaker.com and fix it. So then, therefore, what do you feel like is really the purpose, and probably not just in Heylo Creative, but you as a person bring, what's the purpose behind this? What really, and we could ask it this way, what part of it do you really go, and it gets you, that you love solving in it? You gave us the high level, I get that, right? To be realized in their brand, to have identity and texture and uniqueness.
For sure. Yeah. I think the purpose, or I know the purpose is that just seeing people in business struggle and, being I'm not ready to put my website out there, or I see them not handing their business card out because they feel I know how great I am, but I don't feel like this business card is that great. And it's so simply a business card sounds like something so small, but it can be the first touch point that somebody, I say touch point a lot, but there's so many different touch points that people have in their business, whether it's a one-on-one conversation, something as simple as a business card, a website, social media, email, whatever it might be. How can you differentiate that and feel good that it's going to be the same level of service that you're providing? So something I saw a lot of is that people didn't have that confidence in they had the confidence in their product, but not so much in what they were putting out there. So when we see people start pushing out more content and sending people to their website, and they're just sharing more because they're not having to think about what their website looks like or what the content says or strategically what they're putting out on social. They're just pushing it out because they already know that the identity of the visuals is correct. So,
That's great.
Does that help?
That does help a ton. And I think as I kind of swing over some stuff Sean has to say and ask you about is that the fact is there is identity. There is something in there, and you're kind of a little bit. So for those of you listening, going, are we talking to a graphic designer? To speak for you for a moment, I've seen Becca's work and what her team produces, and it's true brand, like deep dive, really creating the brand.
Yeah.
Right? It's not just the logo, the website. It's all that plus purpose behind it, why it looks the way it does. And that's really special. Yeah.
Yeah. And I can just touch on that really quick.
Yeah, please.
Like the deliverables might be something that you could go to like Fiverr for and get a logo and get a color palette, but are they strategically created for your business with your ideal client in mind? Differentiating you from your competitors. So there's a lot of research that goes into it from a brand perspective. Yeah. So we're obviously looking at other client or other businesses in your sector and what you're up against, and kind of how we can take something that you might not have even seen about yourself, which happens all the time. People will fill out the form and then we do a one-on-one call and what we get out of the call from somebody is so much different than what they fill out in the form because they think on paper like this is how I'm supposed to be, but then I talk to them and get like silly a little bit and get to hear from them like they might be a mom or like they might be into driving race cars or something, and like how do we tie that into what their brand is doing to show the humanity of it and show this like humanized aspect of the brand, because everybody can go to Fiverr, everybody can go to Canva and get these pumped out brands that are super simple and repetitive. And does it look great? Probably, but it's not strategically created for your business.
It's got some design discipline applied to it, so it makes you and I not as like angry when we see it. But the fact is, it's just arbitrary greens and browns and fonts and things that they just go, I guess this is our brand. So
they want like the cool creative artist piece, hence, LaMar.
$5 for $5.
They want the artist LaMar.
Yeah,
right? So
I need to lean into that. Apparently,
you need to, who do you work with? I work with Becca LaMar with Heylo.
Well, I hope I don't get divorced because I'm gonna.
You know what I mean? It's just super cool. Yeah. So, like, the other thing that I'd love to have you walk through, so, and you highlight a little bit, but can you magnify a little bit more about the process of how you function, right? I think because people, sometimes they get overwhelmed by it, right? And really, you've created a system that's not intimidating regardless of someone's creativity, how creative or lack of creativity they have. So walk people through, the listeners, like, hey, here's how we function, and regardless of their creative background, how you can help them, and what that process is super neat. Will you walk us through that?
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, it doesn't matter how creative you are because that's what we're there to do. So
LaMar.
I'm changing my last name. I'm just gonna go by Becca.
Yes, that's right. She's Heylo creative, man. Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm really big on process because that is another aspect of your brand, the brand experience. So that's something I take into consideration when someone comes to work with us. So we try to keep it super simple and digestible and give them questions to answer. So we're not like, hey, what colors do you want to use? Yeah. That's not up to them. We ask questions like, who's your ideal client? What makes you different from your competitors? Who are your competitors, and why do you feel like they're your competitors? Just other questions that we can take and then choose a color palette for you based on those answers. So we do like the intake process, really gathering like that nitty gritty foundation stuff, build out visual directions, build out the deliverables, whatever that might be, whether it's, the brand identity, the website, social media templates. We try to meet people wherever they're at. So we have a couple different offers between semi-custom offers and custom, because I get it. Like, you might just be starting your business and you don't have like a ton to invest in it, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't have a brand that you feel confident about. Versus a custom brand, which is maybe for somebody who's a little bit in it, has more understanding of like what's worked, what hasn't, and where they want to go forward with that. So we create the deliverables, then we do like the review process.
Sure.
As probably pretty simple, wrap everything up, hand it off, do lots of videos in there so that they feel comfortable with all the files that we hand over or whatever it might be. And then they're on their way. So we try to make it so that people feel confident managing their brands.
Mm-hmm.
We're obviously there to help support that as much as they need. So we help manage people's brands fully. First, we're in there like kind of midway, and then some people manage it themselves. So we try to make it pretty simple. Obviously, we would love to manage everything for everybody.
Sure.
And we get that just might not be reasonable. So try to make it understandable and lots of Loom videos walking them through everything.
Here's your brand guideline, but here's how it looks day to day to use it.
Yeah.
When you go to do this, don't do that. I got you.
We're trying to be like big on over communicating and giving you maybe like too much information, but not overwhelm you. So that's why we send the video, because just sending a whole bunch of Google files might be super overwhelming to somebody. Because they're like, what do I do with 100 files? So we walk them through there and kind of show them where to implement them and what that would look like.
Yeah.
This episode of The Business Chat is sponsored by Cogent Advisors. Cogent Advisors are helping to solve an epic problem. That is healthcare costs. See, there's this misconception in the middle market that these costs are not controllable, and that is just not true. Companies have been led to believe that these rising costs yearly are just, we gotta accept. They've been told that self-insuring is too risky, and that self-insuring is really only for the big guys. It's just not true. Cogent's got a better way. Their goal is to help organizations improve their current and future enterprise value via several strategies, a primary one coming through the employee benefits advisory service they offer. Ask yourself these questions. Are you looking for creative ways to free up additional capital? Are you absolutely sure you're getting the best plan and cost reduction options? And is your agent improving your company's current and future enterprise value? If you're in doubt about any of those and you want to learn more, visit cogent-advisors.com today.
So do people experience, in essence, like an ease of doing business and peace of mind? And I don't want to put words in your mouth, but that's the sense that I'm getting, that if someone's listening, it's like it's overwhelming. You help make the noise go away for them, and yet you tap into their purpose and who they are as an organization or a person or a business leader, and say, let's craft that into, so there's this really cool, succinct external piece. Can you share briefly about like that experience that people have in, dealing with you? Because it seems like you're like the, branding whisperer.
The afterwards of working with us?
So what are they experiencing by, working with Heylo?
Yeah, I mean, going back to what we were originally saying, I think a lot of confidence in just putting out content, sending people to their website, which is really important because the society we live in now, everything is super visual. We're inundated with content daily. And how do you get somebody to stop and actually read what you have on your site or learn more about you? So that visual aspect plays a huge role that I think a lot of people overlook, because like we said, you might have a great product or service and it might be working for you, and it's going to come to a point where you need a little bit more. So giving these people the confidence to put more out there, send more people to their site, capture their ideal clients rather than just anybody. They could raise their prices. They could just be offering new services. It all comes back to that.
Killer. Yeah, and the experience is everything. I mean, as a service provider, you know this better than most. I think the thing that Sean and I've been enjoying we've been talking to your friends, cool friends, by the way. They're all pretty cool.
I'm so grateful.
You know some cool people.
So grateful.
We've been
Some
able
tolerate
to,
me, but they're great friends.
The snacks, bring them in, and then I keep.
Exactly.
So what would you say then in that experience, or would you say part of the experience is your differentiator? We've been enjoying hearing you all as experts in what you do kind of extract and even take a sec to think about, but as you're bringing the things that a brand is, as a graphics designer, as a designer in general, sounds like there's obviously more going on. But what would you say in kind of a soundbite is that differentiator when you work with Heylo Creative? This is the main thing I do.
Becca LaMar.
When you work with Becca LaMar.
You guys, I need to
Your
hire
husband's watching
you
this
for...
too. He's just going,
so
these
good.
guys are just...
I feel like I want a hat that has like a cool accent over
every time we say it.
Yes.
That might increase my brand experience.
I was going to say your brand experience would shift. It would change. I'm not sure where it would take you.
Yeah. Sorry to derail you.
No, I think what differentiates us is that something I focus on specifically is creating relationships with our clients as opposed to just being transactional. That's the reason why I started Heylo Creative in the first place. Can I go on a tangent for a second?
I love this
no
answer.
problem. You have 20 seconds.
Give us
to go
an
on
example.
Yeah,
That's
20
great.
seconds going on a tangent. Absolutely not a
Perfect. Well, I mean, I was in
the
the corporate world like so many people, and I was a graphic designer on an amazing agency team. The work was creative. I got paid pretty good. My boss was awesome. Like everything checked the box, and I was like, I'm not fulfilled. This is not working.
Right.
Yeah.
So
no one listening has any idea what you're talking about.
I know.
Yeah.
Everyone loves corporate. They love their 9 to 5.
Absolutely.
So you're there, not fulfilled, and then
I had my first daughter, so that was a huge factor. And I continued to work, and I started to notice that the work that I was being given was being given to me. It wasn't like a back and forth, strategic. I wasn't getting to know the clients.
It was transactional.
Yeah. They were like, make this thing yellow. And I'm like, why are we making this yellow? Or let's talk about making this yellow. That's, high level. But I started to notice I wanted more connection with the people that I was working for or the person that was getting the work that I was doing. So yeah, kind of like probably on paper didn't have everything together to start this company, but I quit my job, started it. And I feel like that
is America right there.
I think that's part of why we've had success though, is because I didn't have an option other than to succeed. I didn't have a bunch of
it.
Yeah,
You're
helping make America great again.
I'm trying.
Sean's getting text prompts from somebody. I don't know what.
I'm just saying. Yes.
Somebody.
Continue. Yeah, that's great. That's great,
and so the whole point of leaving was to be relational with my clients, just getting to know them and understand why they're doing what they're doing and learn about them and their personal lives and their kids and all these things. And on a personal level, have a better relationship with my family and not just be a mom that was working 9 to 5, which is fine. It just wasn't what I wanted. So yeah.
You can want to be a great mom and still want to like work and do stuff too. I love my work. And I see that happening now, and there's a good balance of not going, anyway, another episode, right? And I wouldn't leave that. We'd have some ladies tell us what it's like. Love seeing women be able to balance that though. And as you're talking about even that scenario, keep going. I'd love to hear a story of you working with a client who we could name generically Joe or literally or Tommy, but just whether it's with a person or organization that would kind of help tie in that story you just told, where you gave them confidence. Maybe they showed they were a little nervous, apprehensive, whatever. It'd just be great to hear. Yeah. Yeah. What shows that differentiator, and they went, man, this is relational, or, whatever.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, I had a client who owns a Pilates studio. That's real. Yes. And she was like not putting out content. She was feeling like she wasn't getting clients at all, not even the right clients. No clients. Was afraid to send people to her website. It was kind of jumbled. She had a website, kind of jumbled, wasn't like really structurally, from my perspective, working for her. Sure. A website should be a tool that's helping you, not getting in your way. And so did one of our like simple projects with her, semi-custom brand, semi-custom website. And after that, she has sent us so many like updates on the clients that she's getting. People say, oh my gosh, I found your website and you just looked like you had your shit together, which is like pretty much in a nutshell, what awesome. It does. We make you just look like you know what you're doing, even if you feel like you don't. And I think that's something common in business. It's messy sometimes, and people feel like they don't know what they're doing.
You're saying entrepreneurship can be messy
it's so
and crazy?
Awesome. A little bit messy.
No, I love that.
Yeah.
That's why they call it playing in the sandbox.
It is something, but yeah, I mean, she has shared with us that her clients have increased. She's thinking about expanding her studio. She, puts out content on social media constantly. She started a newsletter. So she's able to not spend time obsessing about her website or obsessing about what fonts and colors do I use, which sounds so simple, but you have no idea how many people will be like, hey, can you check out this graphic I made? I spent 5 hours on it. And I'm like, what are you doing? Yes. Because you could have spent 5 hours making money doing what you're good at instead of wasting this time. So yeah, I mean, she's just able to move faster as a business owner because she feels like, hey, this stuff looks good, so I feel good putting it out.
Right.
So
that's great.
My last question that I have for you, and I appreciate you letting me be silly because I can't help myself.
Silly Sean.
It's just amazing. It's just super fun, right?
Silly Sean, season 1.
Yeah, silly, exactly. So what would you say is the one thing that you would recommend as a mom, an entrepreneur, an awesome wife? Like, what would you say is the one thing you would recommend that someone can implement or do today that would help them have a greater life of joy and happiness?
I would say do what you feel like you're being called to do. Yeah. Just like I felt like, hey, this corporate job isn't for me, and I quit. I put in a 4-week notice, so I don't recommend that. Yeah. But like something is calling you to do that, so do it, because why are you going to let anything else stop you? I mean, like I said,
life's too short.
It is. Yeah. And if it's affecting you mentally, like it's probably affecting other relationships that you're having in your life, whether you want to see that or not. Yep. And yeah, like there's no right time.
Do you think that if somebody's unhappy at work, they actually bring it home?
So many people will say,
I'm so surprised at that. I don't think anybody would
actually likes their job. And I'm like, I do.
Over 60% of people that work in the corporate world don't like their job.
Trust me, I know that's not everybody. Some people love corporate. They thrive in structure. I'm not saying like everybody quit your job today.
Sure. We have a great military.
Yes.
You're out of control today.
How are you going to edit this?
Yeah, and I think the point I see you tying in, even I gotta go back to the last thing she said, which is that you even
couldn't resist saying China.
You even had a client calling, and for anyone listening to this, because I don't mind backtracking a little. This is really like, again, as a marketing guy, I'm just like biting my lip, going, I get passionate about this, but you actually had somebody calling, excited to tell you about the increase in their client lead gen, the health of their business. If anybody would be listening to this episode, hearing you talk, and you're a little jealous, like, well, my designer's not bringing me that, I would say you should be. And maybe that person they're hiring, you're not letting that person be the branding expert they are. Maybe you need to hire someone else. But wouldn't you agree people should have that experience? I think so many in the DIY space we're in, people are going, well, I got my logo and it's not working. And you're here going, that's not how that process works.
And it's hard because like people... like we are in the design space, so people want to share that with us. Right. And I keep seeing these reels everywhere being like, oh, like my social media manager shared their designs with me and like I didn't want to tell them the answer. Like that's part of it. Like you have to hear that DIY graphic that you created or logo or brand that you just bought for $5 off Etsy is not going to work for you most likely, because it might get you to a certain point, but eventually 100 other people are going to have the same thing. So you're not different. You're not strategically positioning yourself in your industry. Yeah. So
that's where your passion's at. I love that though. I love that behind that is you're wanting to see them, as Sean and I, with all the different things the three of us do, ultimately turn in that person and put them back to work while they're there. Yeah. Or help them figure out that maybe you're a designer. Maybe you shouldn't be running a Pilates studio. You got a lot of opinions about fonts, man. Like, so for sure. I think it helps give them clarity. So that's great.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for letting me have fun.
Always.
With your super cool last name. LaMar.
Thank you, Miss LaMar.
I need to rename my company, apparently.
Yeah. Just kind of split the brand, try out this LaMar Creative.
Yeah.
It'll be like the sister company. High end.
Yeah, you have like the ultra high end.
Right.
Oh, that's Heylo, and then there's the LaMar.
You go to that domain and it just says, we're full leaf. It's very just...
You're not welcome here.
You're on the wrong page.
This is not about relationships.
Put in your 4-digit code. What's your PIN?
We will link everything to do with Miss Becca, Heylo Creative, maybe your favorite flavor bagel. I mean, whatever these folks want to link in the show notes. But thanks again for being on the Business Chat.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
The Business Chat is a production of Suited and Suited Studios. End the chaos and experience marketing relief with one full-service solution. Visit looksuited.com for more information.